Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Glowing Stitches. If you are new to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post new videos. This is a continuation of our previous video on how to make this beautiful corset dress. It was becoming too long, so we had to split it so we don't get bored while watching and learning. Stay tuned. Bring forth your fabric, unfold and cut out the patterns like so. Note that you are not cutting exactly what you have. Ensure to leave at least ½ inch or 1 inch on all sides. So this is it after cutting. Now let's move on to the back pattern. Start by marking out your zipper allowance of 2 inches or 1.5, but we'll be making use of 2 inches for now. From your shoulder, mark your armhole, mark your chest line, mark these lines and rule. Mark your bust point and rule also. Mark your half length plus your sewing in allowance. Move on to marking out your bodice. Bust 35 divided by 4 plus 2.5. Waistline divided by 4 plus 2.5. Mark out the line. Curve out your armhole like so and mark out your shoulder slant. For the neck, we are making use of 2.5 by 1 inch depth. You know it's a turtleneck, so it's not supposed to be a low neck, it's a high neck, turtleneck. So I think I would make another video on how to cut out a turtleneck carefully, because it seems this video is becoming too long. So I would make a separate video on how to sew out or cut out a turtleneck. Move on to marking out 4 inches from the middle point, just as how we did in the front piece. Remember, you are cutting on fold. Your fabric should be on fold. Mark out 4 inches from the middle point. You remember we marked out 1.5 inches on both sides of the 4 inches. But for the back, we would mark out ½ inch on both sides of the 4 inches and connect the lines like so. That way we'll be able to have our darts. You might decide to create something different for the back. So move on to the neck. The neckline. Come down by 1 inch and create a curved line. Like so to give it this effect. Please pardon me, because that curved line is supposed to meet with that 4 inches we marked out earlier. So there is an error at that point. When marking out yours, connect the curved line to meet at this point where you marked out your 4 inches. Nevertheless, it could be corrected because this is our pattern. So when cutting on the main fabric, we can just correct that mistake. After doing that, you cut out your darts. You might also decide to use a loop at the back. If you are not using a loop, just sew in your dart and add your zip to it. But if you are using a loop at the back, cut out from the other end of the ½ inch like so, and on the neckline cut out 1 inch, meaning we would have 1 inch left to form the hook for the neckline. After cutting, you would have something like this. So this is what I was trying to avoid earlier, but we are lucky that this is a pattern paper. So move that forward a bit and let it align to that point, which makes you have excess or extra on the armhole. So we would cut out that point. But when cutting on your fabric, include back that point. That is to say, when cutting on your fabric, cut out extra ½ inch on the armhole. So these are the points where I would sew in my loop. After transferring these measurements to your fabric, make sure you do not cut exactly what you have. Add at least extra ½ inch on the sides. This is what we have after cutting on the fabric and sewing. So we can see how beautiful it looks already. The lace is giving, the Ankara is giving. The style is also giving. This is what it looks like after lining also. You can see how neat it looks already. This is what the front looks like also, looking so beautiful. You can see how beautiful it looks. We added a little bit of boning to it. And for the piping in front, you may decide to use your bias to just pipe out and sew down those lines on the fabric to give it this beautiful effect. You can see how neat the cup looks. And this is what it looks like after attaching the lace to the fabric. And this is what it looks like after attaching the lace to the fabric. This is what it looks like, looking so beautiful already. Don't forget that we are still going to add that turtle effect to the neck part or to the neckline. And like I said earlier, I would make a special video on how to make your turtleneck. Now let's move on to the sleeve. Whatever your round arm measurement is, divided by 2 plus at least 1.5 inch allowance extra. Connect the lines and cut. Always note that you are cutting on fold. Notch the middle point so that while joining it will be easier for you. So this is what it looks like after cutting the sleeve. I hope you have learnt 1 or 2 things from this tutorial. Feel free to ask questions, make suggestions, like, share and subscribe to my channel. You could also recommend what you would like our next tutorial to be about, and we would look into it. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.